Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Candice, and yes, this is a faceless YouTube channel. In this week's video, I'm going to get some plant chores done and take you guys along with me. I'm primarily going to be pest treating today, including addressing some fungal issues. I'll also be checking on some props and featuring a new garden tool that I've been loving. If you're upgrading your backyard, I believe this could be useful to you if you have small trees and need to protect them or make them more visible. As we get into it, I just want to feature this tool that I use in the greenhouse. It measures temperature and humidity, and upon installing the greenhouse, it was heavily relied on. And as you see here, I'm changing the batteries to get it back in there, but it's been over 6 months now that the greenhouse has been successfully installed and the plants have basically acclimated. And why I'm featuring it here, even though you'll have seen it or possibly would have seen it in previous videos, is because I would not recommend this one. The reason for this is because it has stopped working already, even though I put in new batteries. I'm not sure if I will replace it because I think I understand the conditions in here pretty well now, but if I do, I'll be sure to update you all in a future video. Comment below if you want to see what else I've changed in the greenhouse. But for now, let's check on these props and I want to give you all a visual of what I have lined up today. This is my reverted bipennifolium props, and next to it is my philodendron silver sword props, and finally I just want to repot my Monstera dragon's tail, and I'll be using reused soil to repot this, and I'll get into why I think it's okay to use reused soil in my case anyway, but the bottom line is there's nothing wrong with it, so I'll be reusing it. And the first thing I want to do actually is show you all the roots on my philodendron red Anderson because I'm I was hoping to pot it up today, honestly, but I am not satisfied with how the roots have grown. I think it's too sparse, so I'm going to get it back into its propagation vessel, which is a no drainage vessel filled with leca. But I will add some Super Thrive, which I swear by when propagating. Once I see roots, as per the instructions, I just add it like this. Let me show you the roots on my reverted bipennifolium just for comparison. So this is so heavily rooted that it's actually stuck to the sides of the cup and growing alongside it. But these are the roots I look for when I know it's time to pot up. So these will go into soil. And here's the roots on my silver sword, which look great to me also. I have two in these, and these roots look fine as well. So I'm going to get these up into my reused soil as well. Okay, so while I was filming for this video, which was 3 weeks ago, my phone died and I just didn't bother to pause to wait for it to charge and all that. I just went ahead and I knew I would be able to give you all an update. I hope it's not too confusing, but this is 3 weeks after I potted up all of those props. So two things. You can see that there's no harm in reusing your soil once and nothing is wrong with it. And for me, it's not foul smelling or infested with pests. Once it's neither of those two, I go ahead and reuse mine. This is my silver sword that I mounted onto a pole and added some moss to the bottom to continue encouraging rooting along the pole now. So that was one of the props that lives here receiving some dapple light as well as some west facing light because light comes through the door of the greenhouse on an evening, and here's the smaller one that has put out a new leaf already, and they're doing great so far. Okay, so we're gonna go back in time now. I allowed my phone to charge and waited for this moment because I don't think I've really touched on fungal issues in depth in any of my plant shows videos before. So I wanted to be sure to highlight it in as much detail as possible in case you have these issues and were wondering what exactly I do to treat my plants when I observe fungal problems. Firstly, I'm going to be treating this anthurium. It's an anthurium magnificum for blight. That's a black fungus. So I'll show you all exactly what I do, but it also has some pest issues. I can visibly see scales as well as spider mites. So I'm not going to take it for granted that that's all it has. I'm going to show you all how I deal with what I can see visually and then what is my pest management or future pest prevention plan with this particular plant. So the scales is what I'm trying to show you all that can attach to the stems or petioles of the plants as well. Let me give you a close up. That's what it looks like. Here's another look at the black fungus I mentioned called blight. Is what we call it locally here in Trinidad anyway. And my regular topical pest treatment solution, which is really just rubbing alcohol, water, and dish soap. I'm going to add neem oil to it because it has great antifungal properties. After wiping the front and back of the leaves using a regular kitchen sponge, I decided to give you all a close-up of what alerted me in the first place that this plant needed some treatment, and it was these yellow spots. These are fungal spots, and it appears randomly on the leaf. It's very bright, it's small and spotty, and it continues to spread all over the leaf in that spotty way. So that pattern of yellowing is what tells me that I had fungal issues. I'm just showing you all that I wiped the back of this leaf that I originally featured, removing the pests physically. There are scars left. And what I'm going to use as a preventative is systemic granules for the pests themselves. This doesn't treat fungal issues. I will show you all what my final touches are coming up in the video for the future treatment of fungal. But for now, I just sprinkle the granules to the top of the soil. So every time you water, it will percolate. The water itself will percolate. That will now contain the pesticide, and the plant actually takes it up and just naturally repels the pest. That's how systemic granules work. And if you haven't noticed, this is actually a new plant. This is my Magnificum Silver. I'm going to do the same thing I did with my regular Magnificum and treat it in the same fashion, cleaning it first with my pest concoction and then adding the systemic granules. What I'm going to do next is just set these aside and let it dry before proceeding with the next steps. In the meantime, here's a close-up of all the pests that systemic granules prevent against, including scales, mealybugs, and well, the list goes on and on. As the leaves continued to dry, I decided to give them a diluted feed using my TPS1 fertilizer. I get this on Amazon. The products that you see in my video, by the way, will be linked in the description below. But yeah, as per the instructions, I just mix the feed into this 1 gallon container, and I just use my watering can to dispense the fertilizer, well, the solution now that contains the fertilizer in it. And I just water like that, drizzling over the surface, not really drenching the plants because the humidity is quite high in the greenhouse. I don't really need to drench the plants till the water goes all the way through the holes and falling out. They stay quite moist for a long period of time, and just that surface watering is sufficient in my care anyway. So now that the leaves have dried, I'm going to add the final touches, which is Captain Drax copper fungicide. I spray the front and back of the leaves and the entire plant, drenching it, just as you see me here. After spraying, I observe to see if the fungus keeps coming back, and I just keep spraying until it completely goes away. Okay, let's move on to my mystery garden tool next. I ordered this product from Amazon. It's the first time I'm using it. I would love to know if anyone else has it and has been using it, just to find out how it's been holding up long term. But I got this package. It's filled with configurable plastic sheets. Configurable meaning you can adjust the size of this, which is actually a tree trunk protector. If you missed my outdoor living video, I'll be sure to link it below so you can see the entirety of my backyard and find out what plants I have for here. So this package or this product came with these pins that allow you to fasten the trunk protectors to the ground itself so they don't, get dislodged. And I'm using them for my small fruiting trees like my avocado tree and my lemon trees to protect them. I've been having issues with hired help trampling them. Sometimes the stems might get broken, or they might just get uprooted or completely cut down if landscapers come, because they just were quite small at the time. So it was hard to see. So I thought that this product would lend more visibility to the plant itself, as well as protect the stems better from other pests or animals. I also had toads in here. It's in my previous plant shows video if you want to take a better look at them. But since I've added the trunk protectors, I feel so much more at ease. I don't have to be running outside every second to make sure that everything is okay. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was short and sweet. I didn't want it to be too intense, but still informative. I really hope you were able to, learn something here. And if you actually have any tips for me for future plant care or any comments relating to anything I've done today, I would love to discuss further or just find out exactly what you do to achieve the same results. And again, if you have this product, I would love to hear how it's been holding up. So, thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll see you guys in the next one.